Welcome to the good ship Waikare. My name's Neil Marshall and I'm 62 years old and I'm sailing around Great Britain in a Saddler 29-foot sailboat called Waikare. And we're going to have lots of adventures, so I hope you can come along and have a look with me. Waikare is a 29-foot twin-keeled sailing boat built in 1989. I passed my IWA day skipper course in 2014. With two on board, we decided on an anti-clockwise route to reach the west coast of Scotland by early June. We were raising money and awareness for two charities, the RNLI and the British Heart Foundation. With two tricky harbour entrances now under our belt, we left Norfolk with a beautiful sunrise and headed north. The weather in April was cold but kind to us as we ventured north along the East Yorkshire coast for the first time. So the entrance to Whitby Harbour. So far, all four of the harbours and marinas had agreed to allow us to put the berthing fee to the charities, the RNLI and the British Heart Foundation. We were very excited by this and we hoped that it would continue. Linda's farm, Holy Island, was somewhere I really wanted to get to if they were ever allowed, and after a rough passage getting in, it calmed down beautifully and we had a beautiful still night with the drying out on our twin keels, and the next day we made it over early in the morning to Berwick-upon-Tweed. Oh dear, yeah, that's looking a bit nasty. Oh well, onwards and upwards.
Right, Mr. Marshall.
After the rain, we enjoyed Mediterranean sunshine as East Coast Scotland welcomed us. The local harbour master and berth holders were very generous in their support of our fundraising. After leaving Peterhead, one of the cheapest marinas that we came across, we rounded Rattray Head in calm, balmy weather towards the pretty harbours on the Moray Firth. With sunshine and shorts, the weather forecasts aligned. We're going over the top and headed for Wick and then on to the Orkneys. Nice and calm, coming into Wick Harbour. After 20 knots of wind coming up. Having completed the east coast, we left John O'Groats and Duncansbury Head astern, heading for the Orkneys and Scapa Flow. The Orkneys had a magic all of its own, and we were very lucky to see a wedding at the Italian chapel and the Churchill barriers. So this is Sound of Hoy coming out from Stromness. Again, I've put the crew on lookout duty, make sure there's nothing out here to worry about. He's doing a great job as always, having been on the helm for the last hour or so. It's very busy. Leaving the Orkneys heading west into one of the most remotest parts of Great Britain was unnerving for this day's skipper. Rounding Cape Wrath required good weather and a favourable winds. We anchored in Loch Eriboll for 2 nights, ready. Leaving Kinlochbevy Harbour, surrounded by beautiful scenery and 20 degrees. We're on our way south. I haven't said that before, or maybe once. So we're up here at the moment, going to come out down here, have a look at the island here and then into Loch Imber. Oh, excuse me. Across the North Minches. We're now on the west side of Rona, making our way down to an anchorage down here in the little area there you might just be able to see. So we'll just have a quick look outside to see where we are. We're motor sailing. There's very little wind, but the wind's behind us, so we're goose winged. On our right side to starboard is the Isle of Skye, which looks absolutely magnificent. Going all the way down. It's only when you're here you realise the size of some of these islands. They're just absolutely beautiful. And as we pan round, we can see the lighthouse on the north of Rona. It's about another 5 miles or 4 miles to our destination. So we're just entering the Carsaid Moor, which is on the south of Rona. It's quite rocky round here. There's a particular passage to get in where So we are on the Isle of Rona, and there's a little bay behind here where yachts come in or boats come in and moor up for the night for £15 for the pleasure. It is a beautiful, beautiful but very isolated place. Sailing around Britain, it's always been a dream of mine, to be able to do it and raise money and awareness for the RNLI and also the British Heart Foundation is something very dear to me. Climbing up here, we're quite high up. My heart started pounding as it should do, it's a muscle, and when I got to the top there's a sense of accomplishment and also that calm that comes through as your heart and muscles all calm down and you enjoy the surroundings. So unlike some people, I'm very lucky to be here. I survived with the help of the British Heart Foundation and some great surgeons and nurse and healthcare people, so I'm living my dream, and this is one of them, to be able to do this. So glad you're here with me and having a look at the wonderful views around us. Still got 4 months to go, so we'll make the most of it. But this is an absolute highlight today, so I thought I was glad to share it. We left Rona Island and headed towards Portree, the principal town on Skye. The weather was very, very good. We're looking at 5 miles an hour from the northwest, gusting 11 with 17 degrees. What a fantastic summer we were having. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning. We've got 5.5 hours to get ourselves across 28 miles. So a bit of a trek on what's a beautiful day, but when you're surrounded by such beauty, it's wonderful. And there's one of the clans, Scottish clans, ruined castle there in the background, looking very splendid, and even in its ruinous state. Very beautiful, peaceful anchorage, much recommended by everyone. Ardnamurchan Point is the most westerly point of the British mainland, and it's quite a rugged, fast-flowing area, not to be taken lightly, but as we sailed round it was very calm. childhood dream of mine was to visit Fingal's Cave on the Isle of Staffa. 40 years ago, my school music teacher, Mr. Whittaker, inspired a class with Mendelssohn's Hebrides Overture. "Close your eyes and hear the waves," he said. So I did. With stories of fierce currents and whirlpools at Corryvreckan, we managed to pass all without problems and anchored in the most beautiful part of the northeast of Jura Island. With strong winds forecast for the next few days from the south, 30 mile an hour gusting 48 at time, it was time to find a safe harbour, the Isle of Islay and Port Erin. After 4 days, the strong wind subsided and we left the beautiful Scottish Isles and headed for Northern Ireland, Rathlin Isles and on to Belfast City. Sadly, more strong winds warnings were forecast, so our time on the Isle of Man was brief as we sailed to Fleetwood in Lancashire to hide away and then on to the North Welsh coast. With better weather, we headed towards the Swellies, a treacherous, rocky and fast-flowing stretch of the Menai Strait in Anglesey, North Wales. Luckily, with information from local saddler Jeff, we passed without incidents and arrived at Carnarvon. Some of the hills out on our left-hand side here, they remind Shaun and I very much of areas of Scotland we were sailing in, so it's lovely to see that beauty here as well, and I know lots of people know that, but for us it's the first time, so we're certainly enjoying that and making good progress towards Llywelyn. We're back in Llywelyn, starting on our journey again after 2 weeks worth of really strong winds that have stopped us. We've been home, we've had COVID, we're now fully fit and raring to go, get the boat provisioned tomorrow and then off we go back out across Cardigan Bay down towards Fishguard. 31 nautical mile passage, while carefully planned, exhausted us both, and we arrived cold, tired out, but thankful to be safe in harbour. After 6 days stormbound in Milford Haven, we finally left Pembrokeshire at 4 a.m. and made for Cornwall and Padstow, 75 nautical miles south.
There will also be some showers or perhaps some longer spells of rain, especially across southern and southeastern parts of England on Thursday morning, when there is a risk of some heavy thunderstorms with hail and strong winds.
Boo!
Fine, Bridges.
We're at a very pivotal moment of our journey. We're now at the southernmost point, southwestern point of the British Isles mainland, and we are at Land's End. And Shaun and I are very proud of this. It's been a great journey. Oh, this might take me a while. There we go. It's a bit rough today, but there is Longship's Lighthouse just ahead of us. And behind that are a lot of rocks that you need to keep away from. And in the distance, if I can try and zoom in, is Land's End, up there on the peak. So a wonderful achievement. It's endurance along the way, but we've reached the third major point of the circumnavigation. And how do you feel about that, Mr. Shaun?
Over the moon.
Well done, sir. You've done a sterling job. Waikare powering to windward on the way to Helford River. Sun's come out, the wind's blowing nicely, and we're having a fantastic sail.
Shaun and I had now been sailing round Britain for 5 months, and the south coast in early September welcomed us with warm September sunshine and gentle breezes.
Sometimes you get wonderful moments when you realise what a beautiful land we live on, how peaceful it can be in the modern day turmoil. And whilst we're not sailing, we're just motoring gently. It's just so calm and beautiful and serene. It's good for the heart, good for the soul. This is Waikare on the return leg from Kingsbridge back up to Salcombe.
Whilst enjoying our round Britain coastal sailing challenge, entering new ports every few days, we were also drawn to exploring some of the beautiful scenic rivers with their calm tidal flows and colourful towns. Good morning from Yacht Waikare, and also to 6 o'clock in the morning at Brixham. We've had a lovely time there. Thank you to MDL Brixham Marina for looking after us and helping us towards our challenge cost. We had a great time, saw the RNLI team there. Thank you to the coxswain and mechanic for showing us around, and the ladies at the shop. Lovely time at Brixham, favourite of mine, and look forward to coming back soon. Good morning from Yacht Waikare. We're at Bridport. It's 3:45 in the morning, and we're just about to make our way out of the harbour and out into Lyme Bay and across south towards Portland Bill. Now there's something you don't see every day. Just arriving at Poole Harbour entrance. There's a chain ferry going between sandbanks. Cracking along at 8.8 knots, first point ahead of us. We're in the North Channel, heading towards Lymington. And we've had lovely 2 days here. Lymington Harbour Commissioners have very kindly looked after us and allowed us to donate 2 nights to the charities, the RNLI and the British Heart Foundation. So we're very pleased with that. We also saw some of the team from the local RNLI, Greg and Alistair and a few of the others who came by to have a chat with us. So great to interact with these very brave, selfless people. And we're reminded it's not just them, it's the families behind them when they go out at 2 o'clock in the morning to rescue somebody, or that the families all get disrupted by that bleeper going off, and father or wife or whoever actually going out as a volunteer. There's an impact on the whole family as well, so our hats absolutely go off to them as we learn more and more about these courageous people. Today's destination is Chichester. It's 9:30 in the morning. Low water is at 10, so we're making our way out now with the last of the ebb, and then we shall make our way along the Solent to Chichester. We've got an alarm going off on the radio, so we're going to go and check that out.
close when we get in, but it's so pretty here. We're on the last bit. We're about a mile away from our moorings for the night, which is Chichester Marina. The sun has come out, the wind has got up, it's been beautiful. We've sailed for the last 3 hours. Winds on the quarter. We're even going up this channel at 5.5 knots. It's absolutely stunning. We couldn't ask for a better welcome from the wind and the sun, so we'll have a nice time in Chichester, I'm sure. So here we are in the lock. It's quite cosy, I think is the word, but everyone's very good and very helpful, so it's nice to be here. Waikare having a bit of a surf down some of the waves, just off of Hastings, and Shaun's doing a cracking job there on the helm as we fly along in the morning wind. Yeehaw! Well done, Waikare. Good old girl. Afternoon from good ship Waikare. Still got a lot of fog. We're getting close to the shipping lane into the Medway now. We're just passing West Kent port hand channel marker. You might better see with that there's a tide that's rippling behind it, so it's going with us, and we're cracking along at 6.5 knots.
Having nearly completed our circumnavigation of Great Britain, it was the right thing to do to tip our hats to great naval figures, including Lord Nelson and Captain Cook, as we passed the Greenwich Naval College.
Good morning from the good ship Waikare on what is the penultimate journey. We're in Burnham on Crouch. Thank you to Burnham Harbour Marine and all the staff there, really friendly. Allowed us to put 2 nights to the RNLI and the British Heart Foundation, so our mooring fees went directly to the charities. Thank you very, very much, Jonathan, and Harbour Master Kate, and all the volunteer RNLI crew that we met last night. who came over to meet us at 8 o'clock in the evening, give up their time for us to wish us well and thank us on our way. It's been a good couple of days in Burnham, very friendly. We're in a mixed emotion today. We're sort of on the penultimate journey up towards Shotley, 32 nautical miles away. The tide turns about 11:30, so we're leaving now. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and we hope to be there about 5:30 this evening. Again, the weather's starting to change. You can see that Shaun's in his full gear. It's not that cold, but it is raining, it's misty, and we don't want to be going up and down, sorting ourselves out in the river when we concentrate on coming out with a misty outlook. So we're all dressed up for the occasion, and hopefully we'll get up to Shotley near Harwich about 5:30 this evening.
Hello there, good afternoon. We just arrived back at Harwich. Apparently being greeted by the RNLI people and just hoisting the flag, which the skip's doing now. And you can see up top there, guys up there waving to us.
Yellow Welly, then Tipsy's going to. Is it possible to get an inbound?
His shoulder.
As a day skipper with limited coastal sailing experience, it was a challenge to take on such an epic journey, but one I don't regret for a moment. Meeting so many friendly, generous people along the coast of these beautiful British Isles was humbling. Meeting some of the volunteers for the British Heart Foundation, the RNLI, inspiring. With careful passage planning, a good vessel and strong crew, round Britain was a fantastic voyage, worth all the effort. But remember, the weather is in charge, and it is a fool that rushes at sea. Thank you to all my family and friends for their support, and to the harbours and marinas who helped raise over 13,000 for the RNLI and the British Heart Foundation, and the selfless volunteers who make all the difference.